Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Glow Up Guide. So today's episode is the second episode in my Winter 2024 series, which I'm pretty sure is like 4 episodes or something. So I thought that we would do a winter bucket list full of fun things to make winter fun because sometimes winter can just suck. Sometimes the cold is nice and the snow is pretty, and sometimes the weather is just absolutely disgusting and unbearable, and all you want is some sunshine. But like I said in my episode last week, or actually I think it was the episode before that, so 2 weeks ago, um, and probably a few other times in my podcast, is that you have to make your own fun if something kind of sucks or absolutely sucks. Don't just keep going and complaining about it. Go and do something fun or find something that makes this boring and apparently horrible thing more fun. That's kind of the point of today's episode. And also, what better way to start trying to get into a new season than a new bucket list? Okay, so life updates and podcast updates. Actually, no, wait, I flipped it. It's podcast updates and life updates. So podcast updates. Let me think. Okay, so I hit 654 plays, which is actually kind of crazy for me. Okay, so I know that's not a lot. That means like what I'm thinking. 24 in the past week since the last episode I published, but that's actually crazy growth for me. Like honestly, going at this rate, I could probably hit 800 by the end of the year, and that's kind of crazy because it took me over a year to hit 500, and now getting almost 300 more in like just a few months, and that's kind of crazy for me. So I'm really hoping that it gets to be a lot like more larger numbers, I guess. Pretty soon, I hope. But that's where we're at for now. Okay. So what else? And I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but from now on, I'm still recording on Sundays, but I'm setting my episodes to publish on Mondays. I feel like because I record really late anyway, and sometimes it's already Monday in a bunch of countries actually where I have listeners from. I know most of them are in the United States, but even there's 6 different time zones in the United States, and that's still a lot. So I don't even know if it's actually on a Sunday anyway. So I just decided to fix the problem and set them to just still record on Sundays, but just have them publish on Mondays instead. I think I mentioned this last week, but mentioning it again, I cannot speak. Because I thought it would be useful. Anyways, so life updates. I went with my family and we bought a new couch yesterday. So my parents and younger brother, they actually went for 2 days before that to look at couches. They went to a bunch of different furniture shops because it's almost Black Friday, so everything's like super cheap right now. I literally bought a bunch of clothes on Shein for like super cheap a bit ago. And they came today. They're super cute. I love them. Anyways, that's not the point. But yeah, we bought a sofa and it's like this deep blue, kind of like deep sky blue, I guess. I think that's the best color I can think of to describe it. But yeah, I don't really love it, but that's not the point. Anyways, and then okay, so exactly a week away, it's my birthday. My birthday is December 1st, and I'm super duper excited because I get to have my party on the same day as my birthday, and me and my best friend planned two actually really stupid jokes that I'm not going to talk about because if my mom listens to these episodes to figure out what the stupid joke is, yeah, I'm kind of screwed. So don't need her to figure that out before I want her to. Anyways, so a couple of stupid jokes planned. Anyways, so yeah, what else is happening? Oh yeah, I signed up to run a 5K this Thursday, Thanksgiving 5K, and the money goes to charity. So I'm doing that with a few friends. So that's really exciting. That's really fun. This is gonna be the first 5K I've ever run. I tried running a 5K last Tuesday, and I kind of wasn't able to walk for the next 4 days, but that's besides the point. So I'm really excited to run this 5K actually. I don't have the best pace. I actually ran a really slow 5K. I think the average for people like me, because I'm young, is like 38 minutes or something. It took me like 43, which I guess isn't so bad because I didn't run the whole thing. I walked here and there, very little, very, very little compared to like the duration of running. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try running a 5K again soon just to prep for the race. Probably like tomorrow or Tuesday because I don't want to overexert myself right before the race. So that's exciting too. And then one thing we're grateful for, and then one thing we're happy about, plus our book of the week. Okay, so one thing I'm grateful for is one thing. Okay, Google Keep. Honestly, like there have been so many random things I needed to do today. I literally can't speak. Okay, I needed to do today, and I would not have been able to keep track of them if it weren't for Google Keep. So I love Google Keep. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically like a digital note taking system, I guess. Definitely go check it out. It's like totally free. So like why not? You know, it's like a free organization tool like Google Calendar. So just like why not? You know, definitely check it out. That's that. And then one thing I'm super happy about. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I almost completely forgot about this, but I think this was Friday. Yes, this was Friday. In my homeroom class, it just started snowing. Okay, it just started snowing out of nowhere. We were just doing our freaking homeroom things. And it flipping started snowing out of absolutely nowhere. And some of these kids and then one of my teachers, they go up to the window and they're like looking outside. And I'm like, is that, and some people are like, is that rain or snow? We can't tell. And then we all go to the window, including my other teacher. And we're like, oh my gosh, it's snowing. So then she's like, okay, wait, do you guys want to go outside? And we're like, yes, of course. So we go outside and it's snowing, and I'm wearing like baggy jeans and like a loose t-shirt, so I'm kind of freezing, but it's fine. And there was so much snow in like my hair and my lashes, so that was fun. Um, yeah, I saw my friend. She's in a different homeroom class, but I also saw my friend, so that was really fun. We got our first snowfall. It didn't accumulate though, so that's really sad. I think it was, I don't know how it was actually snowing. I'm pretty sure it just melted as soon as it hit the ground because it was too warm for the snow to actually like stay snow and accumulate on the ground. So that was fun. And then our book of the week is "This Summer Will Be Different" by Carly Fortune. Okay, so this book is about okay, so there's this girl, Lucy, and she's vacationing at a beach house on Prince Edward Island. And then Felix is the local, who she does things with. The only who shows her a very good time. Only problem is, Lucy doesn't know he's her best friend's younger brother. Lucy and Felix's chemistry is crazy, but there's too many reasons why they need to stay away from each other, and they vow to never repeat what happened. And it's much easier said than done. Okay, so each year, Lucy goes to PEI, Prince Edward Island, for a big breath of coastal air, fresh oysters, and a crisp vino verde with her best friend Bridget. Each visit begins with a long walk on the beach beneath soaring red cliffs and a golden sun. And every visit, Lucy promised herself she won't wind up with Felix again. If Lucy can't help being drawn to Felix, at least she's always kept her heart out of it. When Bridget suddenly flees Toronto a week before her wedding, Lucy drops everything to follow her to the island. Her mission is to help Bridget through her crisis and resist the one man she's never been able to. Um, yeah, and then Lucy's beginning to wonder just how safe her heart really is from Felix. So that's mostly from like the synopsis. I don't really know how to say the word, but whatever's on the inner cover. It's a really good book. I'm at page like what 289, and I think there's like probably close to 340 or something pages in here. Yeah, okay, like 335. So yeah, but it's a really good book. I'm probably gonna finish reading it after recording this episode. I loved it. Okay, and then okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, so moving along. Right into the bucket list items. Decorate. Number one, decorate. There are tons and tons of pretty decorations you can buy for the winter season, and most of them aren't even that expensive or are $100, depending on your luck. Doing some decorations is always a fun way to get into any new season. I recommend this for any season. You can find some old decorations that you've been using for years or go on a shopping spree for all new ones because why not? Don't overbuy though because then you're just going to waste a ton of money and that kind of sucks. Or if you want, you can go to the dollar store or something like that and get some cheap like craft supplies and make your own decorations. Usually half as cheap or sometimes even less and tons more fun. I remember I made a wreath once, like a very crappy one, out of a cardboard ring and a garland a few years ago, but a bunch of snow got on it and then the colors faded and the cardboard sort of fell apart because the snow soaked into it. But it was fun to make, and honestly, that's what counts. And it lasted for a while, okay, until the snow came. It lasted. Just do some redecorating, and if you don't have a ton of space in your living space, or if you share it with a bunch of people, just get some functional things like a snow globe for a nightstand, or some towels with like snowman on it or something, or like winter soaps or like soaps that come. There was like this soap, it was hand soap on clearance, and it came in like a bottle shape, like a Christmas tree. You could do something like that, you know. Functional items that also work as decorations. Simple things honestly mean the most. Number two, make a gingerbread house. A winter classic, and it's so much fun. And the best part of it is eating it because it tastes really good. It also has way too much sugar, but that's besides the point. I have done this every year with my brother for the longest time and never actually managed to finish the whole thing because it has so much sugar. And I'm just like, oh well, I can't have sugar this day for whatever reason. Like right now, I'm not having sugar because I'm probably gonna have a lot of sugar on my birthday, so that's fun. Um, but yeah, I just kind of forget about it. They don't really cost that much. I think I got one with 4 tiny houses for about $15. Or you can get those like little mini, but like not super tiny houses that are $7 to $10. So not really that much money. And you have all your dessert for the next few weeks too. Another fun thing you do is have a gingerbread house competition if you have family or just like people coming over for the holidays or with anyone really, siblings too. Just have fun with it and then eat it afterwards. 3. Watch Christmas movies. There are tons and tons of fun Christmas movies on really any streaming platform ever. I know there's like a bunch of Christmas movies coming out within the next week, 2 weeks on Netflix. So yeah, I'm probably gonna watch those. I can name a whole bunch, okay, on Netflix, or they were on Netflix and I watched them a long time ago and they're no longer on Netflix. But The Grinch is a classic. Actually, that one is rent or buy on Amazon Prime and it's not on Netflix anymore, but that's not the point. Family Switch is another really good one about this family that's like always arguing, never understands each other, but some random magic switches the parents and kids on the most important day of literally everyone's lives. The Christmas Project is one with really bad actors, but it's like so bad, it's so good. That's what makes it really idiotic and funny. It's about four brothers and a chaotic family during Christmas time. Home Alone and Home Alone 2 are honestly some of my favorite Christmas movies ever. Don't know where you can find them, but it's about this one boy that gets on the wrong flight and winds up in New York while the rest of his 14 people family is in Florida. And the second movie is about him getting left behind at home while his family's on vacation somewhere. I think I have them flipped around, but not the point. Just find some holiday movies and make some popcorn and watch them. Find a million blankets too to stay warm because it's winter, it's cold. Yeah, no, okay, number 4, snow days. Snow days are actually the flipping best because there's no school and you get to go sledding and snowball fights, and the snow is just like really pretty. And also you get to eat a bunch of cookies and hot chocolate. The best winter days I can think of. I remember this one time, either last year when I was in 6th grade, there was so much snow that they just canceled school for 5 days or something, and then we had to go to school for just one day, and then there were 4 days off again because of more snow. Weirdest week ever, but also the best because there were 2 pretty long weekends, and I love snow. Snow is definitely my favorite part of winter, and I also remember during that weekend, the one day we had, they already knew that it was going to snow a lot for the next few days, and half my teachers just gave up on teaching, so that was really fun. But when you get cold, you can just go inside and do whatever, honestly. It was so fun. I really hope it snows a lot this year too, but it was in the 70s in mid to end October, and honestly through like last week. So I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work out, but then again, it did snow on Friday, so weather's confusing right now. 5, go ice skating. This is something fun for some people, and some people rather watch paint dry than go ice skating. I fall in the latter. I went because my school was doing some spirit fundraiser thing and my friend wanted me to go with her, so I did. Like, she literally begged me to, and I was like, okay, fine. I fell down so many times, and I also hit my head, and then I had a headache, and my hands hurt for like the whole day. Or like the whole night. I was freezing. Okay, that is never again for me. But it could be fun if ice skating is something that interests you. And also, I think another reason why it didn't work is I have the grace of a donkey, and I have absolutely zero coordination. I think that's why I will never do dance or swim either. Um, so yeah, but like swim, I will never do like swim as a sport, but like I need to take swimming lessons because I need to know how to swim. Okay, I need to know how to like not drown better than just looking like a flailing fish. Um, but yeah, why not? If you think it might be fun, why not? Number 6, make hot chocolate. Winter classic, and once again, why not? Actually, my reasoning as to why you should do literally anything on my bucket list is because, well, why not? So that's that. But that's not the point. Hot chocolate is yummy and perfect for snow days or when you feel like having sugar. And it's super easy to do as well. And there's like 1,000,010 ways you can do it to make it your way. Another fun thing you can do is cocoa bombs. I can't eat like the store bought versions because the marshmallows have gelatin in them. But you can also just make your own ones. All you need are just like some molds, confectioner chocolate, coconut oil for the chocolate, and marshmallows, and also just like a bunch of other random trivial things, but those are the main things. I think you can also put sprinkles in them if you want to. Doesn't really matter as long as it tastes good. Whipped cream too is a must. Number 7, make a cozy corner. This one is great if it's super cold all the time inside your living space, no matter what you do, because then you can just curl up in this corner and complain about how cold it is. I have my beanbag and there's like a blanket and a bunch of pillows there for no reason, but I guess these extra things might be useful because if it's hot outside or in my house, then my room is the hottest place in the whole house. But if it's cold outside or like cold in the house, then my room just happens to be the coldest place in the house. I'm pretty sure it's because of like the really big window or the way my room faces or something like that. But it's still annoying. The only reason I can't get out of bed is because it's so cold when I wake up in the morning. But having a cozy corner is like a why-not thing, and it's also useful. 8, bake cookies. I love baking even though I kind of suck at it because something always just has to go wrong. A recipe says that it takes me an hour. I have to times that by 3. It takes me forever to bake even the simplest thing for no reason at all. It took me half an hour to make a flipping mug cake. I don't know how that happened. But that's that. Anyways, bake some cookies and decorate them for the holidays. You can also make gingerbread cookies if you're feeling ambitious. Fun thing to do. And also, it's healthier than buying store-bought cookies anyway. Not healthy, healthier. Another fun thing you can do is have a cookie swap with some family or friends. 9, go to a Christmas light show. I love seeing Christmas light show, and they're always so much fun. I remember this one time for my 11th birthday, we went to a Christmas light show, and it was a drive-through. And at the end, there was like this little carnival thingy, and me and my family went for like half an hour because it was just so freaking cold. Like we could not do anything, unbearably cold. I was wearing leggings, a shirt, a sweatshirt, a puffer jacket, and a hat. And I think I had gloves somewhere, or I left them in the car. I don't really know. But even though that wasn't enough to not be freezing to death, but it was really fun, and that's what counts. Another thing you can do is just find a neighborhood with a ton of Christmas lights and just drive through because why not? 10, send out holiday cards. Emailing and texting and all that is great, but sometimes letters and physical cards are nice. Holiday cards are an art form on their own, and it's a dying one. Literally, no one sends out holiday cards anymore. But sending holiday cards is a nice thing to do, and it makes people feel valued because going out and making the effort to actually make a holiday card and mail it up, package it, send it to this person, it shows that you put in the effort and that you care about them to put in that effort. Plus, there's so many different kinds of fun cards you can make. I made these 3D cards once, and they were like a Christmas tree popping out when you open it. These kinds of cards are always fun to make, and honestly, 3D cards look super complicated, but they're actually so easy. Like, just try it. 11. Buy or make a new winter drink or some just like winter drinks in general. Coffee places or wherever always have like these new drinks and like stuff for the holiday seasons or like new seasons in general. So go out and try one because why not? Like I said, why not is everything for this whole episode. Cinnamon and pumpkin are like everything for fall, tropical chaos for summer, floral stuff for spring, and peppermint and chocolate for the winter. Great thing to do in the winter. Heck, to make this a bit more fun, you can also make it your goal to like try 5 or 10 new drinks, or even all of the drinks on like the menu of wherever if you're feeling a little ambitious. 12. Go to a winter festival. All it takes are 1 or 2 Google searches, and you're bound to find at least one festival to go to. These kinds of like seasonal festivals are always super fun, and most of them are also free, so there's really no excuse to like not go. There's like snow or ice sculptures, food, bonfires, the like, and doesn't it sound kind of fun? So round up some people to go to the festival with and get out. Getting out of the house during winter is hard sometimes, but once you actually do it, it feels good and you have fun too. Maybe a bit cold, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, so 13. This one is slightly crazy and something I will definitely not be doing this winter, but going to Finland or Iceland or something like that and seeing the Northern Lights. This is something that I want to do in my life, but if you have the means of going and seeing the Northern Lights, then definitely go and do it. Like, go for it. The Northern Lights are beautiful, and even though there's not a lot of sunlight in areas up north for these places, the Northern Lights and the whole experience actually would make it so worth it. If you think you can, just must do. 14. Buy new winter clothes. This probably should have been one of the first ones on this list, but at least I remembered it. Anyways, buying new seasonal clothes in general, not just winter, is a great way to get into the spirit of the season. Not a lot because winter clothes can be kind of expensive. My puffer coat I bought a few years ago was like freaking $50, and it looks horrible now because there's just so many stains on it. And I don't even think it fits anymore. It didn't even fit last year, but I wore it anyways because like I rarely wore it. So this is something I'm gonna be doing for sure because I need new winter clothes. But this is a fun thing to do if you go and buy clothes in person, another thing that gets you out of the house. 15. Buy a disposable camera and take tons of pictures of like pretty things you find in the winter. The reason a lot of people hate winter is because of the slightly crappy weather, and that's kind of valid. It's cold and snow is like only it's like the snow is only pretty for 2 or so days before it turns into ugly gray slush. There's literally no sunshine at all. Another thing is that the sun sets super early, and especially because we have daylight saving time here in the States, the sun sets so flipping early. Like, as soon as honestly, once I get home, you can see, like, it's so much darker, and, like, it looks like sunset starts in a while. And it kind of sucks. The sunset is at 4:51 until winter solstice, and then it'll start getting earlier a week after that. Um, so yeah, not very fun. And it looks like freaking midnight by 6. But that's why it's so important to switch your mindset from this is horrible to okay, well, this kind of sucks, but I need to make my own fun, so I'm just going to do that. Find the pretty things in the season and take photos to remember them because that makes it a little bit easier to find your own fun. 16. Mix up a random routine you have. There's a lot of routines we have without thinking about the fact that they are routines, like our morning routine or our night routine or our workout routine or like our going out routine. I don't know, something like that. A good way to find your own fun is by mixing things up. I mentioned this on my episode 2 weeks ago about like what to do when you get like super bored of life. And one of the main things was mixing up your routine. So switch things up in your routines because that might make life a little more interesting. Try a new workout or a new form of exercise. Wake up earlier, switch things around in your night routine, burn a candle. Just do something no matter how big or how small to switch things up and spice life up a little. 17. Staying on the same track of routines. Christmas is a great time to get a head start on your New Year's resolutions and start working out. You can start working out, or maybe you've already had this habit for years, in which case you are amazing. And switch up some things in your workout routine. Maybe you can take a new class or switch up your walking or running route or something like that. Or this one is a fun one. Try a dance cardio YouTube workout or something like that, but it's based on Christmas songs. This is a fun holiday twist to change up your workout routine, and dance cardio is just fun. 18. Get a festive manicure or pedicure. Maybe not a pedicure because of like winter boots and stuff, so it's kind of pointless unless you want to. And in that case, go for it. Mani pedis are fun and a good way to find time for yourself in a chaotic world. You deserve it, and also your nails will look nice for all the holiday bustle and chaos and events and whatnot. Or if you're feeling kind of bold, you can do your nails by yourself. Not super hard, but you can use things like not toothbrushes. Oh my gosh, toothpicks and paintbrushes as tools for small details in your nails. 19. Take a cooking class. These can actually be super fun, and can also be a good way to get out of the house and have some fun and hopefully some yummy food. Cooking is a useful thing, and if you're not very good at it, um, and also if you are good at it, it's just like a useful skill to have. Then like if you're not good at it, you can take a class, for something. Well, if you are really good at it already, you can take a class for something new, and outside your comfort zone with cooking, there's really no reason not to take like any sort of cooking class. 20. Create some sort of memorial to the past year. New Year's and 2025 are actually a lot closer than you think, and this year memorial, I guess that's what I kind of want to call it, is a good way to reflect on all the fun times you had in the year and also your accomplishments or progress on those New Year's resolutions. And it's a pretty fun thing to do. I know that I'm asking for a ton of scrapbooking supplies for my birthday, and the first scrapbook I'm going to create is probably one for 2024. You can either go old fashioned and make a scrapbook like me, which is more time consuming but also more fun to play around with, or you can do what I did over the summer and you can do a digital version. Make a slideshow of all these photos. This one is also fun. Your choice as long as it works. Okay, I'm kind of starting to lose my voice. My apologies. But this is definitely one that I'm doing. 21. Donate to those in need. Christmas is supposed to be a time of happiness and joy, one of the most wonderful times of the year, as the song goes. But for a sad amount of people, it reminds them of how little they have. So be grateful for what you have and donate to those who need it more than you. There's always going to be someone with more than you, and there's always going to be people with less than you. So why not help the people with less than you? There's this thing where you can adopt a family and help to provide meals and gifts. I remember we had to do a service project in school last year, and we did this one, and we just got a bunch of like this family requested warm things, like just things to keep warm, like gloves, hats, scarves, especially like blankets mainly, like blankets, um, things like that. Your choice as long as it works. So yeah, you should definitely. It truly doesn't take a lot to help someone. Honestly, like $1. Okay, $1 can do something meaningful. Okay, the smallest things honestly mean the most. 22. Yet another kind of outrageous one, but going to New York City for New Year's. This one is definitely super expensive because New York is already an expensive place to be. I went with my family one time a while ago, and it wasn't during New Year's, but it was over $1,000 to stay there for a night and 2 days. Not even 2 days, like a day and a half. And New York is probably even more expensive during New Year's because of obvious reasons. Like there's tons of people trying to get there and stuff. But if you have the means of going, then must do. I really want to go at least once to New York for New Year's, and honestly, everyone should, in my opinion. But that's something to think about for one of your winter trips this year. Okay, 23 snow activities. You can take a course or maybe lessons on how to ski or snowboard or something like that and go on a trip to a ski lodge and spend all day on the slopes. Winter is all about snow, and or it used to be before global warming took over. It was 80 degrees this past Halloween, and apparently there were fire warnings due to the hot weather. That should not be happening at the very end of October/November. So I don't think it's exactly gonna snow this much this coming winter, but for snowfall, I don't really know. Oh well. But if it snows where you live, just don't complain about it if you hate it. Get out and go do things. Get outside the house, whatever you want. Okay, so 24. Get a fun advent calendar for the month of December. I used to use advent calendars and now I don't, but these are actually so fun. I don't know why I stopped. There are activity calendars, chocolate calendars, non-sweet related calendars. There's like advent calendars with makeup in them too. Probably a lot more that I can't think of right now. There's also ones with like socks in them if that's something you're interested in. I might actually do one this year though because I got this Lindor advent calendar this one year, and the chocolate was actually super good. Most of the time, I didn't eat the Jay's chocolate until a while later, and then I had like my advent calendar chocolate stash, but no cheating because that defeats the purpose of an advent calendar. 25. Write a letter to yourself for you to read at the same time next year. So most of the time, you do a letter to your future self to read maybe 5, 10, even 20 years from now, maybe when you retire. I don't know, but this is a good way to account for yourself, like on your goals in a way. This one is great because if you are someone who will like do something if someone expects you to, but not if you expect it from yourself, like me, then you won't do it. Then this is like absolutely perfect. For example, if you had to write an essay, if a teacher expected you to get it done in a week, you would make sure it's done. That's like the only thing you focus on. But if the teacher said there was no deadline on it, then honestly you wouldn't do it. Or maybe it was a really broad deadline, then you wouldn't do it because there's no accountability for you. If that's you, then this one would be a great way to make sure you get started on your goals because you have the pressure of what your future self is going to think. I regret a lot of things my younger self did. Stupidest thing ever, but one time I wrote about following my Instagram in a script this one time while the account was still suspended and I got it unsuspended the next day. I don't know how it worked, it just did. Like I finally did something I was procrastinating for who knows how many months. So this is one I will definitely be doing. 26. Make cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls are such a fall or winter classic. Like store-bought cinnamon rolls from Cinnabon or whatever are great, but making your own out of something you really love is on a whole nother level. You get all the experience but at home instead, and sweets made at home are the slightest bit healthier than the stuff you can buy at a store. Baking is also always a fun and time-consuming activity during winter. Honestly, turn it into a hobby, I don't care. 27. Go through your closet and donate the stuff you aren't using. Okay, I'm like really losing my voice now. You should probably go through your closet at the start of a new season anyway, and also it's a good thing to do for New Year's. New year, new you, new space, all that. But donating to people in need is one of the best things about the holiday season. It's giving. It's not called Thanksgiving without a reason. You're thankful for what you have, you give to people who don't have. In my family, we go through our closets for our birthdays and we donate stuff for our birthdays. And my birthday's close enough to Christmas, anyways. It's also a good way to give old clothes a new life with a person who will definitely value them. If you there's like this rule, there's a couple rules for you if you're like confused on where to start. If you haven't touched it in 6 months and have no intention of wearing it for the next 6 months, donate as a general rule of thumb unless you have some random reason to keep it, like maybe it's your wedding clothes or like a really fancy dress that you absolutely need. But like I have so many traditional dresses. Okay, I wear those like almost never, but I have so many for some reason. But I just have to keep them. Um, there's also this other trick that I saw on Instagram the other day, and it was like, so you turn all the hangers backwards on every single piece of clothing you own, or if you fold them, you place them in the opposite way that you normally would. And when you use something, you put it back how you normally would. And then at the end of the year, or maybe like after a full year has passed, if there's still any stuff that's turned around, get rid of it unless you have a very good reason to keep it. Like if it's traditional clothing or fancy clothing or something like that. Unless you have a very good reason to keep it, get rid of it. I think I'm gonna do this once New Year's comes, and I'll just like turn everything around and do that. Um, so yeah, just some general rules to get started. 28. Have a Secret Santa gift exchange. This is pretty popular, but if you don't know what this is, gather up some people to do an gift exchange with. Um, okay, no one can. Okay, wait. Put everyone's names on slips of paper and everyone draws a name. No one can tell anyone who they got though. You have to buy that person a gift and then everyone meets up and actually gives up the gifts. I did this with my friends last year and me and my friends are also doing it again this year and it was pretty fun. Doing it again. Another fun take on a gift exchange is the white elephant gift exchange. You have to find something in your house that you don't want and bring it. You never know what you're gonna get, but both are always fun. 29. Do a polar plunge. I recently heard of these, and you basically just jump into freezing cold water to raise money for charity. Jumping into freezing cold water for a good cause is a good thing to do during the holiday season. I don't really think there's charity fun runs during in the winter because of the weather, so this is kind of like that. Might be something you can do. 30. Do DIY your own like winter themed scrubs and skincare products. There are body safe essential oils online or maybe at like craft stores and they don't cost much. You can also find some recipes online for scrubs or DIY skincare products and add the um essential oils to your products. Making your own stuff is far cheaper and better for your skin than the super expensive store bought stuff that's probably full of chemicals. And this would be such a great Christmas gift or a cute gift for a gift exchange or really all year round. Just a good gift in general. Plus, it's always fun to make stuff of your own. 31. Make paper snowflakes and hang them up literally anywhere. Maybe not outside because the weather might make the paper soggy and make it disintegrate, so not the best idea. All you really need are like white printer paper or construction paper or maybe like card sheet if you want to make it look like really nice and some decently sharp scissors. Do them however you want because the less alike the snowflakes look, the more they look like snowflakes as long as the snowflakes don't look like dying chickens. 32. Build a blanket fort and sleep in it for a night or two. Blanket forts are so much fun and they are great for the winter. You can throw in a bunch of blankets and pillows inside and make it super cozy and cute and just stay in there for a whole day and then some. I used to make blanket forts in my room all the time, especially during the winter, and then I just stopped out of nowhere. And I don't know why. I think it's because I removed the shelf that I would use to keep the blanket forts up and also the canopy I would use, and there's like a hook up there. I don't know, it's really complicated. You just need chairs, okay, which are optional. Blankets, pillows, towels, something heavy to weigh stuff down like books, and some other little random things you can probably find in your house somewhere. Lots of fun for less. 33. Make a charcuterie board. Me and my mom took an online class and actually made one out of sweets a few years ago, but I've never attempted an actual charcuterie board. They seem pretty easy and simple though. Also, a great idea to take to potlucks or wherever you need something simple to serve a lot of people. Most grocery stores have a small section full of items that are meant for charcuterie boards, as well as some boards that you can buy for this. You can buy cheeses, crackers, meats, fruits, etc., and put it on the board, and there you have it, a charcuterie board. 34. Go Christmas gift shopping. Gift shopping can be stressful, but not if you do it right. Make it a fun time. You can go pre Black Friday or actual Black Friday sales, also Cyber Monday sales too. There are tons of sales during the holiday season. They will save you a ton of money, plus all this stuff's about a month before Christmas, so not super bad. Or you can start right now if you want to make sure you get what you want before it goes out of stock or something. Or if it's going to take forever and a half to arrive, whatever it may be, just buy those gifts now. 35. Create custom gifts on Shutterfly. So You can create literally anything from mugs to blankets to a calendar, all customized on Shutterfly. Yes, it might be expensive, but it's so worth it. A custom calendar for the family or just like a family gift with all the important dates like birthdays and anniversaries is the simplest gift ever, yet meaningful. It also might help get your family members to remember stuff with a nice calendar. You can get as many as you need for the family and then use them throughout the upcoming year. 36. Host a cookie exchange. This can be really fun and also a great way to get a bunch of cookies without having to completely destroy your kitchen, or do that too if you want to. But team up with 5 to 10 people, family or friends, or a mix of both, and each agree to make a different cookie. If you make maybe a half dozen or a dozen for each person, then everyone gets plenty of cookies. This can be super fun, but both the actual exchange and baking the cookies, do whatever you want as long as it's fun for you and everyone involved. 37. Stay in an ice hotel. Okay, exactly as it sounds, a hotel made of ice. Definitely going on my list of things to do before I die. These actually look so cool, and I think it would be super fun to stay in an ice hotel. Once in a lifetime experience, and if you think you can do it, okay? No thinking. This actually sounds like so much fun, and you can do this by yourself or with some friends and family. I searched it up, and there's only like one ice hotel in all of North America, so that's even more fun in a trip. A must do, maybe not this winter, but at least once in a winter. So those were all my winter bucket list ideas. I hope that was some fun and useful inspiration for your own bucket list. Pick the ones you like best and try your best to do them this winter. Good thing to do whenever you're bored. Um, just look at your bucket list and see what you can accomplish if you're bored that day. So to end this episode today, I have a quote for you guys from let's see, Anamika Mishra. I think that's how you say her name. It goes, "Winter is not a season; it's a celebration." Bye, guys. Rate, review, follow, and share this podcast. Go follow my Instagram. Drink some water, and I love you all.